Alrighty, Saunch here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here on BNN. We have a very smashed and cram-packed podcast here with Phil, Clahar, Tonio Burton, and Jason Lowe, fresh off of their competition here in Orlando just last weekend. We are prepping up for the Portugal Pro, so stay tuned for our predictions and our thoughts on that show in this episode, but I hope you enjoy it. If you guys enjoy this style of content with a panel of pros, the pro panel, please subscribe and like the video. It really helps the algorithm and helps this channel grow. But without further ado, please enjoy the quick preview video and then hopping right into the full podcast. Thanks, and I'll see you guys in another one. Well, then you got to wear those Hoochy Daddy shorts. You know, big hoodie and then little itty bitty shorts.
I don't know about that.
Feels like I don't have no Hoochy Daddy shorts.
That one, man.
They came from back in your days. What are you talking about?
I know, but we wore the parachute pants. That's what I wore.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you wasn't catching me in those little tights, them little short. I'm Jamaican. That don't roll.
Yeah, there's a little too much going on. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I do like wearing tights though. It's nice. I can feel everything working together better.
I can't do it. I tried it one time.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Long shirt, oversized shirt, and a belt. Just make sure everything doesn't move around and you're good. Don't do leg press. You have to know your left and right limits when you're wearing Spanx.
Said don't do leg press. Oh gosh. You know, I mean, it's not over yet. And then I look at the scorecards and they didn't change. There was no change. Nothing changed because I actually came back in the night show better. I was much fuller. My chest was much fuller. I was just much harder. I just had to go eat some junk to get myself to fill out some more. And when my wife looked at the scorecard, she said, these scores never changed. They didn't rejudge anything because you couldn't come back better at the night show and you still have the same scores as the morning show, you know? So, and that's another thing too. Now, I know Steve and Tyler, when they say they're rejudging, they are rejudging. They tell you straight up it's being redone. It is. But like I said, once again, Orlando,
the crazy thing is how much they actually made you work and still didn't actually change anything. But they made you work.
Yeah, they made us all work, man. You know, and like I said, that's the frustrating part of the sport. We work so hard. You know what I mean? I have a full-time job and juggling that with my grandkids and life in general, and then really have to go on grinding and get myself in shape for a show. It's not easy for me. Now, if I wasn't working, I was a sponsor athlete. Oh yeah, I'd just eat, train, and sleep. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I don't have that luxury, and I really don't want that luxury because I really appreciate what I do in my society, in my area, the people that I deal with. I deal with some very, very good, reputable people, and I love doing it. You know what I mean? But I also love bodybuilding. You know what I mean? And I think that's what kept me around this long is because I do love the sport. And to me, age is just a number. But I think that you take care of yourself and take good care of your health, you know, you can survive as long as you want. But then it's just dealing with everything, you know what I mean? Because it impacts my personal life as well, you know, when these things happen. But
yeah, I think the only way you can stick in this sport is if you are passionate about it and you love it. Because people that get into it for other reasons or whatever, they never last long. They never go far.
Yeah.
You got to love doing this because like you said, it's not easy.
And, you know, the fans too, man, you know, I have so many people on Instagram that hit me up personally. You know, I had a guy at the show, I don't know his name, but he was like, I'm the reason why he actually came back. He's an older guy. He was in the open. And he said, you're the reason why I came back. And that's the stuff I like hearing. You know, I met a young kid, his dad said he saw you in Tampa and he wanted to come see you in Orlando. So if I could change lives doing what I'm doing, you know what I mean? When I'm up there, I'm having fun. You know what I mean? It's not even about the money at the end of the day. It's just that if I put the work in, I just expect to be placed accordingly. But yeah, for the fans, they're the reason why I'm still doing it. And like I was telling my wife, I was thinking about this year being done, but if I do plan on leaving next year, it's strictly for the fans. That's how Dexter did it. You know, he ended, you know, for the fans, and Kevin LeBron did the same thing. So we'll just see. We'll see how everything goes. My health is great, so that's not an issue. Okay. It's just how much I can continue to take with the work that I'm putting in and doing my best to come in the best shape that physically my body is allowing me to do without doing anything outside and dramatic. That's going to cause my body to have any health issues. And sometimes I think the sport really drives some of us to that level. They want this, they'll say they want the shredded, the grading, the condition, to come in a level of conditioning that some of these athletes come in. It's a risky situation that we're putting ourselves into to come in that level of conditioning. So I think sometimes the sport is pushing some of us to the limit because we want to win so bad. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to allow that to happen with me. Before that happens, I get out.
Yeah, there's this unrealistic balance of, I always like to joke on the natural side. It's like you can be big, you can be shredded, and you can be natural. And on your guys' side, somehow they want you to be the biggest and the shreddedest, most shredded. There we go. And like you said, Phil, like it's definitely some health risks that you can encounter when you're really digging deep on that conditioning side.
On both ends too. The off season when you're trying to put on that mass, your blood pressure, the amount of food you're eating, like it's just
strain on the heart.
It's a strain on all your organs. Just putting that many calories down, that much protein down, being that heavy and just carrying around that weight. I mean,
that's why I'm
not one of the biggest guys up there, but I was 265, most of my off season.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
Yeah.
So I mean, and that's the first time I've ever been that weight. So like I was okay by the last month of it, but the first few weeks, the first month of it or so, I couldn't put my socks on.
You were big this off season.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable for a while.
Yeah. I mean, you held it pretty well for 5'8".
I still had abs. Still, but I didn't show my lower back very much. It was my face was like this, and my lower back that's where I hold all the fat.
Okay. Yeah, you were doing a lot of your Popeye shots.
Yeah.
Oh man.
just show the bro shots.
Yep. Just the ones that matter. I saw a picture of you. It was freaky. You were doing photos for your food, your meal prep sponsor.
Oh yeah.
And it looked like it was like cartoon because the arm and shoulder were so big. Like I don't know if you were like doing like one of these things.
Out angling my own body.
It looked like it. I'm sure I'll be able to find it. But
honestly, that food prep company was a blessing this prep too.
Mm-hmm.
Like they reached out to me and like that was really convenient to have them. I mean,
how did the food taste with the food prep?
Honestly, it was really good. Like the chicken stayed, I got everything by the pound because obviously I'm still got to be on my prep meals and stuff.
Right.
So I didn't have them prep my meals, but they did chicken by the pound, flank steak, salmon. I mean, they did a bunch of other stuff too, but that's pretty much what my diet was. And
cool.
Yeah, like that's chicken, but it was moist, it was tender, I loved it, honestly. Like my wife eats the salmon every day. That's her favorite. She's like hooked on it.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of the pros are doing the meal prep. My wife loves cooking, so I just let her do it.
Oh, that's a win there. I do not have that luxury.
I do all the cooking in the house. My wife works a busy job. She runs like 5 medical offices.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So I do most of the cooking around here, but that was very convenient to have that stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I've been doing not like a meal prep it is a company, but like I'm not affiliated. And I'll actually just go to the store and pick up meals because I'm trying to get on prep. I'm trying to get back on stage. It's been a couple of years, and it's just life is just getting away from me, and I just can't consciously just cheat on the diet and just get something else when I know I can get. That's the problem. I know I can get the right food with the right grams, and it's not crazy expensive. I mean, it's in California, so You know,
So
I'm paying
everything's
like
expensive.
it's like $11 a meal, so it's not terrible.
But around here, I don't know if you have it out there, but you go to a Wawa gas station, and most of them now even have little like chicken and broccoli meals in the little like area where you can get like salads and stuff like that, and they already prep chicken and rice, chicken and broccoli. Like, so if you're really in a bind, you can find something.
That's impressive. There used to be when I was in Kansas City, there was a company called Good Sense, and it was a Subway. It's like or not Subway, but like a sub restaurant. I don't know what it's called. All I know is Subway. And they had like a little cooler, and you just walked in and it had all the meal prep, like different types of meals there. And that was the first time I ever saw like a company that just had meals just sitting there. It's really interesting.
A lot of gyms have them now too, and like have coolers that have just a local meal prep company has sent or something like that, and they sell them straight out of their cooler.
That's so smart. Yeah. I've been really impressed with some of the gyms I've been seeing. They've started to incorporate like a supplement corner, and it'll have all the supplements you need, and it'll have coolers with, you know, all the different types of energy drinks and, you know, protein cookies, like all the stuff you'd think you'd want in a gym, but they're actually there now. So it's been.
What gym do you train out of, Phil?
So, Phil, yeah.
I train at a family gym. I train at Anytime Fitness. It's a family gym.
You do?
Yeah, because that's where I rent space out of that gym, so it's more convenient for me. Like when I get done training my last client at like 11:30, I just get myself together to train at 12:30. They got everything I need. All my continuous gains. I've been at a gym for 6 years. I tell everybody it's not really the gym. Everybody wants the fancy equipment and, you know, the crazy looking hammer strength, but back in the day, they only had barbells and dumbbells. You know what I mean? So look how those guys survived back then. So I get very creative though with the gym. But that gym, when I prep, everybody respects it. Nobody bothers me. If I need a machine, if they're on it, they'll be like, Phil, just go ahead. You know what I mean? So it's just good to be in an environment like that where everybody respects what I do. And then when I'm doing it, I have no headaches. The owner of the gym is very supportive. It's just a big family-based gym there. So I just love it. I don't like to go to any gyms. Anybody's going to blow smoke up my ass and tell me what I am. I'm like a Rocky story. I never think I'm good enough. I don't care how good I look. I'm always trying to beat the original look. You know what I mean? And I like to stay in just that little dungeon where my mind frame could just stay set that way.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I've been going to the same gym for several years now, and it's a dungeon gym, like, you know, family owned, old equipment, but it's kind of hardcore like environment. Everyone there's really nice, but they're there to train. But you know, if I loaded up the bar to do some deadlifts or something, everybody would stop and watch, and I'm not that strong. Like I'm not like I put 6 plates on each side and, you know, going for a few reps there, and everyone stopped to watch. I just started going earlier this year to another gym that's closer to where I live now, and I still go to that one, but I go here and it's got some of the strongest powerlifters in the world training there. Wow. So I load up the deadlift bar and everyone's like, "Oh, is he warming up?" You know?
So nobody watched.
I'm like, no, this is all I can do. Like, there's guys in there squatting 1,000 pounds.
Oh man,
it's insane. So, but it's nice to not be the strong guy. Because like I see those guys, and even though they're powerlifters, they're not bodybuilders, but it's motivating just to see people working that hard and doing so much, and like, and they don't really give a crap that I'm lifting 150-pound dumbbells. Nobody cares.
Right.
I mean, yeah, a lot of people don't understand that difference between, you know, bodybuilding and powerlifting and Olympic lifting. Like, they just think because you're massive that you're going to be moving, you know, crazy weight, which, I mean, for you guys, I'm sure it's relatively true, but, you know, people are really surprised. Like, you can find a big guy at the gym and not move a lot of weight. They just move it a lot.
Yeah. I don't move a lot of weight. I think our dumbbells only go up to about 100 pounds. As you get older, you got to trust. You have to start training to what your body allows you to do. So I have a lot of teenagers in that gym, and they're freaking strong. These kids. I mean, they got 4 or 5 places for squatting, and I look over. I said, "Man, when I was your age, That's the kind of weight I was lifting. They're like, oh, come on, you could do it. You could do it now. But yeah, I had to learn it. As you get older, you learn to train differently, and just like make minor adjustments. It's really time on attention when it comes to muscle growth, and a lot of it's just food, man. People think the weights necessarily builds the muscle. To me, I believe it builds strength, but I don't. My philosophy, I don't believe it builds muscle. I think the food, nutrients, and the rest, recovery time is what necessarily does the work. I've proved it. I put on size, and I don't lift. I don't think I even go to 315. I don't do barbell lifts. I don't touch a barbell at all.
You
Everything's
stimulate.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
It's like
but when I was younger,
Yep.
yes, I played with that. So everybody said, "Oh, well, is you're older now. You don't build the muscle. You're an older dude. So that's why you get away to." And that's true. I mean, I did put all that time in pushing the crazy weight when I was younger. Now my body won't be able to handle doing.
Play it smart. You play it safe. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I don't want to get injured. So.
Stimulate things as much as they need to be, and then feed them and rest.
Yes.
Them. Yeah.
That's such a great lesson for like younger people to take, because I'm 28, and once I get past 45 pounds on a dumbbell press, my shoulders take over and I don't even feel it in my chest anymore. And well, I mean, I don't have my right labrum anymore. So like that definitely helps, or doesn't help, but I've started noticing that and humbling myself and just trying to feel the exercises the way they're supposed to be, instead of just like
connection.
Muscle
connection. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I used to be able to do 120s back in the day, but it's like, it shouldn't matter if it's not helping me. Like when I get done working out and all I feel is just ache and pain, like, and I don't look bigger. So it's like, is it really helping?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a big thing, is just the connection with the muscle. If you're just trying to move weight from A to B, but you're not actually feeling the muscle or squeezing it, you're not really doing as much as you think you're doing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. There's such a stigma around like, you got to move the 120s and you got to squat at least 2 plates, and you got to row, and you got to deadlift. It's like, I mean, for the most part, a lot of people can do mostly the same exercises, but there's got to be some variations, either through injury or clavicle insertions, and like there's got to be the right way, the best way for you to train. It doesn't mean that the guy next to you is going to be the same. Like,
well,
I have really long legs.
I got a lot of clients that I have to. Well, I'll put them through a workout that is a pretty basic workout I would put anyone through. And I'll ask them as we're doing this workout, how do you feel this exercise? If they're not feeling it, I'm like, let's stop. We're wasting our time.
Right.
Let's do a different exercise. Let's find a different way to do this exercise that you actually feel it. Because just because I love this exercise doesn't mean it's the best one for you.
Right. Yeah. If a hack squat's not working for you, don't do a hack squat.
Barbell doesn't work for me. I like
barbell.
My quads would never grow on a barbell squat.
I've heard that from so many people.
All of my glutes and hamstrings, and my quads would never grow. I switched to hacks, and my quads finally started growing.
I've noticed doing split squats with, I don't know how I'm doing it that it's making my quads, but I'll do like pulses and just completely fatigue it. And that seems to be between that and leg extensions. Like that's the only thing that fries my legs nowadays. So
yeah,
I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but everything else is just like, I just don't feel it in the quads, and I know my hamstrings are lagging.
Well, I just heard I can't remember, it was on a podcast on something, but Milos was talking about the exact same thing, where he had a guy that was like, come to him, he's like, I can't feel my quads, and he's like, I'm gonna make him do 100 reps of leg extensions. He'll feel his freaking quads. He's like, his quads are gonna be in pain,
right?
But you do where it's gonna make you're gonna feel it. There's no way you're not gonna feel your quads on a leg extension.
And maybe you just need to pre-exhaust it. I've noticed, like, to make sure my glutes are firing when I'm squatting, I have to pre-exhaust the glutes, which is like very weird for me. There's like an ego around glute training. But like I'll do that weird kickback thing and just really slow and light, and it makes a big difference. Like Tyler Johnson says on my other podcast, to kill the ego. it's not going to help you.
Yeah. No, he's right.
I have trouble with that sometimes. I'm good about it a lot of times, but every now and then I get in there and I'm like, man, I just want to see what I can do today.
Let's
I know
deadlift
it's not the
today.
smartest thing to do, but it just hits me sometimes.
Yeah. Like, I'm supposed to T-bar today, but I'm going to deadlift instead.
I was like 4 weeks out and I hadn't done incline barbell press in months. And I'd just been sticking to dumbbells and then like incline machine press and incline cables and stuff. And I was like, I walked in there like 4 weeks out. I'm like, let's see if I can still hit 405 on incline. Probably not smart, but I got it for like 6 reps. And I was like, oh, okay, it's still there. Not as many as I was getting, but it probably was stupid. I could have hurt myself.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that. But yeah, I think a big takeaway is just like, do what feels right to you. For me, I feel like I'm talking about me a lot, but when I do like lat pull down on the cables with the straight bar, I can never feel it in my back. It's just the shoulders are it's just popping and cracking. And so I went and ordered like those little banana handles. So I'm gonna go try those out because there's this guy on TikTok. He's always talking about he uses D handles on everything. And I've started implementing that on some different movements, like a chest supported row. Instead of grabbing the handle, I'll put a little D handle on there. And I've noticed that it's actually helped a lot with like getting the shoulder out of the way and like just getting everything set. So if anyone's having shoulder issues,
what I tell a lot of people with that, like especially doing front lat pull downs, I try to tell people to pull more with the elbows and not with your hand. A lot of people do lat pull downs, they're pulling with their hand. So I try to tell people activate the elbows first. It's like your scapula. Activate that first and pull. So I will do 2 fingers on the T-bar pull down and hold it with 2 fingers and show them that there's no hand strength pulling. So that's really the key thing, is trying to not focus on pulling with the hand or pulling with the elbows to activate the lats.
I think another thing too, exactly what he was saying, but where he's talking about activating the scapula first, a lot of people will just let it fully extend up too.
Yeah, no.
And your lats aren't even activated at that point. You can't let it come up until your lats are fully stretched.
Yes, right there with a slight bend.
Stretching everything else out. Keep all the tension on the lats.
Yes.
Tension, yep. And is it more beneficial, let's say specifically with the lat pull down, is it more beneficial to get that full range of motion and actually like touch your clavicle? Or is it better to like, or is it different for each person?
I think it's different for each person. Yeah. But personally, if I try to focus on just getting the bar down as far as I can, I'm not focusing on squeezing my lats.
Right.
So all I'm thinking about is elbow drive, like he said, and squeezing the lats. So if the bar only comes right under my chin, but my lats are fully contracted, that's where it goes.
Yep.
I've got a client that I cannot get that through his head. Every single time he wants to pull it down and just get it as far down as he can. And I'm like, you realize every time you do that, your elbows are just swinging back and you're not doing anything with your lat at that point. It's a shoulder rotation to get the bar further down.
Or I hate when the guys, they lean all the way back and they're leaning back and pulling and use the momentum to swing to pull the weight.
So you're doing a row at that point. You're laying all the way back.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so many things. That's one thing I don't miss about going to a commercial gym.
Just seeing that stuff.
There's so many things that you want to go say something, but at the same time, you just don't want to get into people's business.
Yeah.
I used to say, I used to say something to people. I don't even do it anymore because sometimes they like to give you attitude like they know it all.
Oh, yeah.
So now
I think they're embarrassed.
People,
I think they get embarrassed, so they get an attitude.
Yeah, and then I just look at it and my clients say, "You're not going to say nothing?" I said, "Absolutely."
I'm happy to give advice if they ask,
right?
But I'm not going to go put my nose in it because I know they'll probably, come spit back at you.
Yeah, you can kind of figure out like people that are receptive and people that aren't. Like, if somebody's wearing like a 110-pound kid with a stringer and maybe skip him, but maybe if it's like somebody with a little bit of muscle on them and they're wearing a t-shirt and like they look like they're serious and they're getting there to train and they're logging everything. Like you can kind of tell someone who's like trying to progress and someone
they're
who's
trying to learn.
maybe not.
Yeah, or just sometimes you see an elderly person that's probably not just starting to try and be healthy or something like that, and you just don't want them to hurt themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever, if I see an elderly person working out and they're doing something crazy, I'll usually say something. And I'm a very introverted person, surprisingly, for doing a podcast. But yeah, it's that compensation, in person, shy, timid, online, super excited to talk with some of the best pros in the world. So just like I said with I think both of you guys, I'm just a kid in a candy store, just sitting here, just sucking up the knowledge.
But don't listen. There's a lot of big time YouTube stars. I train a couple of them, and one of them, he's into the Spider-Mans, and he does an animated voice, and he's really good. I mean, this guy's a multi-millionaire. And I was training, he's young, he's like 20, 26 years old. And he steps in the gym and he barely talks. I'm like, you all right, bro? He's like, yeah, I'm good. So the guy that referred him, I said, yeah, what is up with him? He's like, oh, that's how he is. But you get him behind a camera. I said, I went and I watched. He's all the energy, but he's probably not good in the surroundings with people. He's good by himself being behind camera.
Mm-hmm. I mean, after a few years, you get used to it. I'll see if I can find my original YouTube video. It's not up, but I used to make weekly vlogs at a folding table in my bedroom from a iPhone 4, I think. And I would just look at my log and I just read the exercise, the reps, the weights, and then I'd read the diary of like my nutrition, and then I shut the camera off. That was my first video.
You've come a long way.
Thank God.
I mean, I started the same way. I'm like the opposite of the kid you were talking about. Like in the gym, I'll talk to everybody. I'll be friendly. I'll do whatever, But like, it took me a while to get comfortable behind the camera or in front of the camera. Like when I first started recording YouTube videos and stuff like that, I was like, I would record the same little clip like 10 times because I was like, no, I sounded stupid. That was stupid.
Yeah, I used to be the same way. The same way. My wife would do like so many different takes because I'm doing something for HD or whatever. Now it's cake work. Now I'm used to doing it, but I used to do the same.
It's a learning curve. Yeah. It's, especially nowadays. I mean, with the whole pandemic and everyone working from home, and I don't know how it's affected you, Phil, with personal training, but like I worked from home for like 4 or 5 months, and I never really saw anybody. Worked out of my garage. Luckily, I had the equipment, but
I trained people on video. I was training people. They had stuff in the garage.
Oh wow!
So yeah, my clients was pretty, because all my clients are under contract. So that's how I run my business. So 6 months in a year contract.
Okay.
So when that happened, the contract isn't binding now. I mean, the world's in problems, right? But I just have such great loyalty. They were like, listen, we'll go get bands, just train us at the house on video. So this way you'll still get paid. You know what I mean? So it worked out where
That's
God
really
was
nice.
good. We didn't struggle at all through the whole pandemic.
That's good. I was lucky enough that Florida was the most lenient state probably.
Yes.
And the gym that I've trained my clients at, I have a key to it, and they're like just tell your clients to park around back and go in the back door, keep the lights off.
Yeah.
So some clients, of course, were like, look, I'm not going to come in. They were more cautious about the whole, thing, and they didn't want to risk anyone getting sick or them getting sick.
Right.
But I had some clients that would drive, some people that would hit me up and they're like, hey, none of the gyms are open in Orlando. Can I drive all the way over there? And like, I'm in Daytona. And so I actually got more clients during the shutdown than before, because there were people coming from all over the place to try and get a session in because they couldn't get into a gym anywhere.
It was very hard. We had my gym I worked at, I had a key, so I was able to train there, especially I was in prep anyway. So I was able to train there, but they wouldn't let my family train because of liability. So we ended up finding a gym in Tampa, which is a bodybuilding gym. And it was a hardcore hole in the wall gym. So I looked at my wife. I'm like, well, if we don't catch COVID in here, we're good. So and we made it. I mean, we trained in that gym for about 2 months, man, before everything opened up, and we survived. I mean, everything was freaking rusty. I was kind of scared. But he had a limited amount of people. I think it was only could be about no more than 11 people in the gym at once. So.
Yeah. Well, that's good. The gym I train my clients at, there's barely ever more than 11 people in there anyways.
There you go.
It's that, which is nice. You know, it's not a very big gym, but it's, you know, got a ton of equipment. It's just crowded, but it's, you know, on a very busy day, you might have 15, 20 people in there.
And that's packed if it's small.
Yeah.
And that's packed. Yeah. That's how my gym is. You have about 15 people, it's jam packed. That's how.
Yeah.
I envy you guys. I work out at a commercial gym, and it's probably like 150 people in there all the time.
Yeah,
and it's the summer, so all the high schoolers get free membership. So,
oh yeah,
you know,
they're doing that with Crunch. I think Crunch is doing that.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Crunch
Mine's a 24-hour. And yeah,
they just opened a Crunch down the road. I haven't gone in there.
I don't think you're missing too much. I mean, they're all the same gym, you know, for the most part. Luckily, the one I go to now is, they call it like a super gym. And I mean, it really is. It's amazing compared to the other ones around. But I mean, when you look at those commercial gyms, I think it's got to be in the contract, you know, you have to buy X number of dollars of this brand equipment.
That's what they do. They have package deals of like hammer strength or whatever life fitness equipment, and they just buy it by the package. So you might get 3 or 4 really nice pieces of equipment, and then 5 pieces of junk that nobody ever wants to use.
Yeah,
but it
like
came
crappy
in the package
extension.
Yeah. I swear, whoever opened up the LA Fitness here had never worked out before with half the stuff they got. Like they just ordered some package deals, and like you got a few nice pieces of equipment, and then it was like, what is all this? Yeah. Nobody's ever gonna use this.
Someone's using it, but
someone's
gonna
not
use
us. It, but probably not correctly.
Well, there's that too. Yeah, I've seen some funny stuff on God. Well, actually, I was really impressed. They have a row of the glute extension machines, like the ones where you lay in and you put the belt on. Yeah, there's like 5 of them. Yeah, the hip thrusts. There's 5 of them in a row.
Wow.
I was like, never seen that before. And then it's just like,
that's a popular thing now. Everyone's got to grow the butt, man. Yeah, that's actually a smart thing to do, because that's going to bring all the girls in there that are trying to grow the glutes and everything.
They can train together. They can hold each other's hands. Like, it's great.
Yep. And then all the high school boys will come in because all the girls are training their glutes.
Well, the cable flies are right behind it, so you can hit some pec flies, and then everyone else is doing
So you don't even feel creepy.
No, you're just like, I'm just doing my flies, bro. Yeah. No, I mean, this whole division's built on, a majority of it being, I mean, you look at bikini, glutes and medial delts, lateral delts,
rear delts, a lot of rear delts. Yeah.
A lot of rear delt.
But because when that back pose, you got to have the rear delts pop a bit.
Oh yeah.
But that's basically it. Glutes, a little bit of hamstrings and rear delts in there.
I mean, they don't need to build the chest. They don't need biceps. They don't need lower lats.
No, they cover their whole back with their hair.
Yeah, I always thought that was interesting.
Yeah. That was always the thing. Like when my wife was competing in bikini, and her back was way more developed than any other girl up there. Because a lot of times she would hit back with me, and she would just, do less weight, maybe more reps, but she just wanted to work out with me. So she would hit it, and then she gets lean, and like her back is like striated and stuff like this. And like, I'm like, well, you got to keep your hair down. You got to.
Yeah. They're going to be like, you're too
they'll mark you down for being too muscular.
They will. Yeah. It's, yeah. How many women's divisions are there now? Like 5?
And you got bikini, wellness, fitness, figure, physique, bodybuilding. 6.
Yeah. I saw somebody doing a comparison between figure and physique, and they said like it's pretty much the same thing.
Nah, physique's definitely got a good bit more muscle.
Oh
yeah, and leaner. Like figure, they don't want to see the deep striations or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
They'll actually mark you down if you're too dry, too striated.
Good to know. I've been trying to get a women's only show going just so we can like get more information on the different
I haven't
ladies
coached any
divisions.
physique girls, but I coached a lot of figure girls and did pretty well with them.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a fine line of being too shredded with them.
Okay. But wellness.
I have not coached any wellness girls yet, but yeah, that's an interesting division.
Yeah, I'm coaching one. I coached two. One's in Washington. She was going to do the J Cutler Classic. She got national qualified in a show last year, and I got one doing her first show. She's doing Tampa. She's doing the amateur in Tampa. But she's genetically got thick legs. Her lower body is thick. That's why she picked wellness, because that's what it's all about, is the lower bodies.
Yeah.
I think that's mostly what it is. You got to have the genetics for that division.
Yes.
Like I don't know why some of these bikini girls that look good in bikini, they think they can just switch to wellness because they have a big butt or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, but when you get shredded, your legs are gonna look like twigs next to these wellness girls.
You know, they're just like centaurs.
It's a shape. It's a genetic shape.
Yeah. Heavy on the bottom.
Yeah, especially the Brazilian girls, man. They got a set of legs, man.
Yeah, I mean that's been like a historical thing. Like they've always been known for just having like just large glutes, and then now there's a whole division for it.
I think that's why they brought it.
Probably. I mean, the Brazilian fans are crazy. You know, I love you guys. I love you, but like, yeah,
you don't mess with them.
They're intense.
Yeah,
you don't mess with them.
Well, we need that, we need that passion. People just kind of get like so, wishy-washy with like who they like. Like it's nice to see Brazilians that have that passion, but then also bringing like that national piece to it. They're always going to support their guys and gals.
Yeah.
You don't really get that from the US. I don't think we really do that too much. We're excited when we see US guys, but
the U.S. does that with their own football teams. Maybe that's about like even if your team is sucked for 10 years, that's your team.
Oh yeah. Browns fans and Jets fans, and I feel when I was really into football before I started diving into bodybuilding, like I could tell you like every player on the Packers team and the history of the Packers, and like it just becomes your like identity almost.
Yeah, I never got too much into pro football. I was from a college town, so watched a lot of college ball and stuff like that. But
you guys I think Phil, you said you did sports in high school.
I did. I did Chinese martial arts, boxing, and wrestling. I went to college on a scholarship for wrestling.
Oh wow!
And I think a lot of wrestlers, man, they survive in this bodybuilding because that's a very disciplined sport, wrestling.
The dieting and
making weight and all that craziness.
I was on the weightlifting team all through high school, and I went to the wrestling practices, but I never competed. I just wanted to learn the techniques and
I did the same thing. Yeah,
man, I was the strongest person on the weightlifting team. I was 154-pound weight class, benching 340, clean and jerk 275. Go into the wrestling practice and get tossed around by a 119 guy.
Oh yeah, that's all technique, man.
The technique is just insane, and like we had a lot of good wrestlers in our school, and man, that'll ego check you quick. You go in there and get tossed around by a guy 30 pounds lighter than you.
I remember doing. We didn't really have a weightlifting team, but we had a weightlifting class, and I remember doing that. Well, I guess weightlifting isn't like. I'm not talking about like competitive weightlifting, just like the weight room. And I remember I used to do wrestling just for the conditioning piece, and I sucked. Like I could not wrestle, but like I'd show up and I'd get all sweaty and do the walking in the circle, and it was good. It was good, but it just wasn't my thing. It was not my thing. I don't know if Tonio's ever going to get in here.
No, I don't think Tonio's coming, man.
I don't think he's coming. It's been an hour.
We've been on,
Yeah, I sat there and waited. I mean, we waited for a while, but
Yeah.
All right. Let's we've got quite a bit to talk about. I know we just probably got done talking for an hour. So Orlando Pro, obviously, both of you guys just finished up the Orlando Pro. Unfortunately, Phil, you talked in depth about how you felt about the show and your plans for the future. Unfortunately, the fans
here
did.
he comes. Here he comes. Here he comes. Let me run to the bathroom real quick.
All right. That's funny. But yeah, unfortunately the fans didn't get to see that conversation. And just as we get done talking smack about Tonio, he's hopping in now.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, oh, did you say
he's never
did you say
showing up.
5?
There he is.
Or did you say 8? I thought you said 9.
All right, I think I'm in.
Oh, all right. How's it going, man?
Good. Just driving back west.
Oh yeah, okay. You decide to pull over?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We must have mixed up the times, but that's all good, man. So what have you been up to? Post Orlando?
Nothing. I did a few workouts and then headed back home to Reno, and then we're just gonna get ready for Chicago.
Okay. How far is Chicago out?
3 weeks.
3. Okay. Wow. So we have the Mr. Big Evolution this weekend, and then Vancouver, and then Chicago.
Yes.
Woo!
Yeah,
It's gonna be
all
hot.
in a row. And then like 2 weeks after Chicago is Tampa.
Yep.
And then a week later, Texas.
Yeah, and then there's like a show in Virginia, right?
In where?
Is there a show in Virginia?
Virginia, in Alexandria, Virginia, or something like that.
Yeah, there is a show out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Like Men's Open or?
Yeah.
They added a lot of new shows. They added a lot of new shows this year.
Really?
I haven't seen that one.
I feel like I should know this stuff, but
yeah, me too. I didn't know about that one.
yeah, you guys are the actual athletes.
Oh, I'm always checking around.
Yeah. I mean, I scroll on the pro site, like whenever I see desktop bodybuilding posts, or not desktop, Xavier plug, Bodybuilders Without Borders, Daniel.
Yeah.
That guy's got to have that on his homepage where he's just like, he wakes up in the morning and
Right.
just clicks refresh to see if the scorecards are posted.
Right.
So we also have the Big Man Evolution, the Big Man Weekend. That one's coming up in a few weeks. Yeah, Virginia. I'll have to look into that and see which show that is.
I believe it's the end of August. Is it the end of August or September? One of those.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't know anything about that one.
Yeah, I think I don't think anyone really knows about it because
maybe that's what I should do.
Actually, I think the promoter from that does a Toronto Pro is the one that's doing the one in Virginia.
Really?
Ron Hash.
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, Ron Hayes. Yeah, he's doing that because I think we heard about my wife because she looks up the whole schedule every year, and they added a lot of shows this year.
Right. I thought Ronnie Coleman had one coming out too, or something like that.
He's supposed to. I mean, I saw it. It was on the list, but I don't know if he's still doing it. But I know he's.
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to be like right after Texas, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be right after Texas.
Imagine how many people are going to be qualified for the Olympia this year in the Open.
The more the better.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yes. I think I saw that the lineup was already at 19.
As long as it doesn't get like Classic, they got over 50.
Or Men's Physique, yeah. Or Bikini.
Yeah.
Not throwing shades
to
those
a point
guys,
where
but it's a lot.
Like, even some of the good guys are going to get overlooked when you got 50 guys up there.
Yeah. I mean, people are human error, fatigue.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think the judges are sitting there and they got to watch 50 guys walk out. And then, like, there's no way they can give every single one of them 100% attention.
Right. It'll become a 3-day show instead of 2.
Yeah.
Ooh. Try peaking 3 days in a row.
Right.
Well, wasn't that a Brazilian show that happened last weekend or 2 weeks ago? That was like a 3 or 4 day show.
Oh, really? On the pro side?
I know that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's the one that what's his name? Vitor or Victor?
That was the one that Horse MD didn't make weight. Or
Yeah.
didn't make height.
Oh, make height.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one Vitor Boff won. He placed second behind Raf.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, Brandeo.
Yeah. He was peeled.
Oh yeah. Yeah, great shape. So that'll make 20. That'll be 20 competitors qualified for the Olympia so far in men's open.
Whew.
That's a lot, yeah.
And we're
And we
what,
still got a
halfway
lot
through?
of shows.
6, 7 shows still, 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Texas is the last Olympia qualifier for this year. It's Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, Tampa used to be, but once Texas did it, now they're the last show for qualification.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay. So
Well,
Antonio,
let's-
you said you're getting ready for Chicago?
Yes. Gonna jump into Chicago.
Oh, you might. I think you can kill that because I don't think I see too many. I really haven't seen the list come out for it, but that's a good move.
Mhm.
That's a good move.
Got you. I was like, yeah. I mean, it's even more fun when you got the older guys doing it too because you learn a lot as well. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was Max Charles was trying to get me to do it. I was like, dude, I'm not going to Chicago. I said, listen, last year there was in Atlanta, and that was no problem. Me and my wife, we drove up. But I said, nah, that would be a last minute thing. I don't like doing last minute things. You know what I mean? I said I already had planned for Tampa, and if worse comes to worse, we'll fly to Texas if need be. But yeah, Chicago would be a good one, man.
got you. Yeah, we're definitely gonna jump into that one. So
That's a
I didn't get
smart
the
move.
binge.
I like your physique. I already had a conversation with you already. So, you know what I mean? I like your physique, man. One thing I like too, you're very, very humble. You're always smiling. So you're enjoying yourself. You're having a blast. But your structure, you know what I mean? Coming from 212, man, the road is green for you, bro. And I don't tell a lot of people that. I just don't tell a lot of people that, but I like your positive energy. I like the fact that you're very, very humble. That's very key with me because that's how I was raised. So keep that going, man. You're a firecracker, ready to go off.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, man. I didn't know you before Orlando, but I mean, we had a good conversation backstage, dude. It was good talking to you. So like I told you then, man, you moved up and you're killing it so far.
Oh yeah, you and me both got some growing to do.
Yeah, I got to do some growing. That's what they told me that. Like, which I already knew that going in. This was my first open show.
Oh, so, that's right. Yes,
yeah.
It was you. Yeah, my wife was telling me about a guy that was doing his first open show. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I turned pro in Classic.
Yep.
So
yeah, she told me. Like, my wife stays up on all this stuff. I don't. She's up on everything.
Like, 2 years of Classic, and like I was dying making weight for Classic. It was horrible. So like we were talking earlier about health things and stuff and getting shredded. Man, I thought Classic would be the healthiest way to go.
Right.
And when I started struggling to make weight, that was the most unhealthy thing to do. Yeah. Fasting for 24 hours, diuretics, sauna, just to make weight.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then I never looked my best on stage because there's no way you can fill out after that.
You can't recover from that with that short of time.
So, that's why when I moved up to 212, within the same year, I was back at the Olympia in 212 because, I didn't really grow that much. I just didn't have to suck down to weight.
Mm-hmm. Right. What was the weight difference?
When I got second place at New York Pro in 212, I was the same weight as I was at the Olympia in the Classic.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
But the problem with the Classic is I had to suck down to 192 and then try and fill out to 200. At New York, I actually weighed in at like 206, and then I carved up and I started losing weight as I carved up and just got harder and harder and ended up at 200 pounds. So it was a completely different look, even though it was the same weight.
Yeah, let's know you made the right move.
Yeah. So now I just got to get a little bigger for if I want to stick with the open guys.
Yeah, they're a lot bigger in person, huh?
I need to be. I talked to you, Tonio, backstage. And we both said, I think without both of our shapes, our structures, we don't need to be those 250-pound guys. Really.
No,
right.
I think 225, 230. If you and I could like get around that weight, it's a really good look.
Oh yeah.
The key thing is keeping your structure. What got you where you got to? A lot of pros get lost. I mean, it happened with Jay. I met Jay when I was an amateur, when Jay was up and coming, and that's when the structure was fire. Then once he had started chasing Ronnie Coleman with the size, his waist got blocky. So you got to. I tell a lot of people, like even with myself, I learn and teach myself to stay in my lane. So you want to keep that pretty structure. You know what I mean? That uniqueness that you have. Once you start overloading it and trying to put on more size than you need, now you're going to take away from what got you winning in the first place. So
exactly,
you got to be very careful.
Got you.
Yeah, and that's why I'm struggling with the decision right now of doing another show or just taking the rest of the year off and really coming back next year, like taking my time to put on some size and actually, making an impact next year instead of just doing another show just to do another show. Like if I already know I need that size to actually be competitive,
I would shut it.
Am I just wasting time?
I think you're answering it yourself.
Yeah, I would shut it down. I had the same conversation with Maxx, and Maxx was saying, he was saying to George, he said, "Do you think I should keep going?" I said, "No, don't ask George. Ask me. No, you're done."
Yeah.
I said, "Just shut it down for the year, Maxx. You did like freaking 7-8 shows. Shut it down for the year."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, getting closer and closer.
Yeah, Maxx is a bodybuilder's bodybuilder. Like he does so many shows.
Yeah,
he's a nice.
And see, that's the thing too, is I love competing and I would love to get back on stage again. But am I going to be my best if I get back on stage again? Can I actually do something like on an open bodybuilding stage if I shut it down now and grow until next year and maybe come back to Orlando? Shut it down all the way till Orlando next year.
Yeah, I mean, just look at what Tonio was able to do from the Indy to the Olympia, and then jump right into an open show at Reno.
Tonio, you were already struggling to make weight, right? For 212.
Oh yeah,
like you were struggling.
Yeah, for Indy, because they did check-ins later in the day, but for 3 days straight, I was in the sauna for an hour and a half. And the day of check-ins, I was in the sauna for an hour and a half, and no food until after check-ins.
Yeah, that's brutal.
So yeah, I was dying. Like my lady was with me, like especially at Olympia when I had to go I went to go weigh in, and I didn't make weight, so I had to go to get in the sauna. And walking out the sauna, I'm just dragging feet, and like ladies right there, and she's like, "It's okay, you're gonna make it." But she's seen in my face, like I was like, I'm ready to break down and cry right now.
That's brutal, man. And you're mentally, you're so like out of it at that point too. That's right. Tough.
Fishing,
like the heaviest I ever weighed in 212 was 209. So like I had to struggle to get down to it, but I wasn't actually struggling to make weight like you were. So I know I still need a little time to put on a little more size.
Yeah, because I mean, Olympia, I was after the sauna and everything, and then we tried to fill back out. I think the heaviest I got to was 215, 216. Well, we get to Legion, and I didn't have no restrictions or anything. I was on stage about 219, 220.
Yeah. That's where you needed to be.
Right.
Yeah.
And then what was your weight for Orlando?
For Orlando, that morning of Orlando was 222, 223.
Yeah, so you're getting there, man. You go up to high 220s, 230.
Yeah, 230 might be good.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
Yeah, I don't want to go higher than 230. 230 is what I'm good at.
I think that's gonna be impressive. Yeah.
It's Chicago.
One way to find out. Chicago.
He's gonna put on 20 pounds in 3 weeks. He'll look like Lunsford at guest posing.
Right? That was freaky right there. That was crazy.
Oh yeah, that guy. The conversations he generated after that. I mean, including myself, everyone was talking like, okay, what's this guy doing?
Why is he still sucking down to 212?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know how he makes 212.
No,
I'd love to get him on here. Like, just
if he does it, I think this will be his last year if he can make it. Because I mean, they did say they're going to try, but this will be his last year because I don't think he can continue to push himself.
I agree.
He's young. He's still building muscle. I mean, he's more focused than ever now. Like, now's the time, man. Do a hottie, jump in the open.
And he'll kill it too.
Oh,
Kill
yeah.
it. Like, I know the top 6 is heavy, but I mean, Derik is a freak.
Yeah.
In the most complimentary way possible.
Yeah.
Well,
definitely.
it's crazy because you see him, you see the pictures and everything, and it's like, okay, yeah, this dude looks good. Then you see him in person, you're just like, oh, this is what 3D muscle looks like.
Well, and the freakiest part, I think, is because he's short. What is he? 5'6"?
He's real short.
Something, but he's so wide. Like
Right.
he's so like a lot of times you see a shorter person, they don't have that wide clavicle and the shoulder width, but he's so wide at the same time.
I think that's a genetic thing because he's been that since I've known him. So,
well, it's funny too because at Olympia, when I was talking to him, I told him, I was like, dude, how are you this short but that wide? Like that's not fair.
It's freaky looking.
Right? That's his wow factor too. So he'll do damage in open.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think he wants that one more 212 title first, but I don't know how he's making weight.
Gotta suffer.
Do you see the pictures Kamal put up today?
Yeah, he looks good.
Dude, 51 years old, and that is insane.
Like, man, that's hard to believe his age.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, he just put like he looks freaky.
I mean, he's known for conditioning and like good structure too.
But why is he in that good a shape this far out?
This far out. That's what I said. This far out.
Yeah, you can pull that skin right off those abs.
Right, that's crazy.
Well, maybe he
just got back from visiting his home country. He was on vacation last week.
That's vacation body.
Yeah, beach body. Yeah, he's got to be ready.
No, that's nuts.
Yeah, he looks crazy. Well, he's been working out with Nick Walker too.
Oh yeah, same gym.
Yeah, they're out here in MI 40 in Florida.
Yeah, he's a volume guy though, so that's probably why one of the reasons he stays so lean. He does a lot of high volume.
Yeah,
that's what those old guys got to do, man.
It's funny.
I'm right along with them. I do high volume, the same thing. And the key thing too, as you get older, even on your off season, we have to stay lean. Like I can't even get up to 290 no more. So I got to stay at 270 now. Because when I think it was last off season, George had me eating. It was like more food than I normally eat. But then when I lay down, like my heart will like start racing really fast, and it feels like I'm getting anxiety, but I don't have anxiety. And I was like, my wife will literally have to help push me. So it was like 1, 2, and she'll push my back for me to get up out of the bed. So I know how you felt when you put on to that 260. Yeah, me getting up to 290, 295 is just too much for my heart. So.
Oh yeah.
That's
especially as you get older, you don't need to put that strain on your heart. Yeah. Shoot, I felt like that, and I'm 35, man. I'm freaking like when I was 265, man. I was out of breath. Everything I did, like,
even your training, like you do a set, and you're
gonna get way better training. You might be strong as hell for a few reps, but then you can't. Your cardiovascular system sucks so bad that you can't do like a really full set to failure because you gas out before you get there.
Hope I won't go that high in weight.
Yeah, maybe not that. Maybe not 260.
Nah, it's okay. I'll live through them.
What did you get up to in the off season, Tonio?
The highest I got off season was about 238.
Really? So you stayed pretty lean.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
As hard as I try to lose my abs, they don't go away.
Yeah, so that's impressive though. You're only 238 and you get on stage at 222.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you didn't have to lose much at all.
Nah, it was weird. So Cal State was a 5-week prep.
Oh
wow.
Yeah, we did 5 weeks for that one because we didn't even know about it until I think Muscle Contest posted something or someone said something about it. And I looked into it. And I hit my coach and he told me to send him pictures. He was like, "Let's do it."
Dang.
So 5 weeks.
Shoot, if I just send my pictures, coach, but to 5 weeks out, he just
like,
laughed.
You thinking guest posing or
like 5 weeks out? 5 weeks out from a hot dog eating contest?
Yeah.
Oh man. No, I took an 18-week prep for this.
Whew.
Yeah.
For
the Orlando?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was probably longer than I needed.
Yeah,
but
you want to be
it was-
smart. You want to make
I
sure
wanted
you-
to be ready early just in
Yeah,
case, because
yeah.
that was the biggest I'd ever been in the off season. So
Yeah.
I didn't know how my body was going to respond. So the first 12 weeks, he was feeding me a ton of food. Like it didn't feel like prep. Like I was doing my cardio and everything like that, and I was dropping weight and I was getting leaner every week, but we were eating so much food. It's like if I told people the majority of my carbs, I think, was coming from toast.
Wow.
Wow.
Like
Wow.
it was, yeah. I was eating toast and jam every day before I worked out.
You know, you posted a picture of your refeed, the 2 burgers.
Oh yeah.
I got so upset. I sent it to my coach like, "Hey, where's my refeed?" All right, another cup of rice. I'm like, okay.
Another cup of rice.
He doesn't believe
there's
it's
your
too good
refeed
for
right
anything.
there.
All you had to worry about is you got top 5, so you didn't need that refeed. I probably shouldn't have. No,
Yeah, refeed's always good.
I was getting good refeeds all the way through up until about 4 weeks out, and then Aceto dropped the hammer and freaking started killing me. So
Yeah. Now,
it was
Jason,
like, I was in shape at like 225 to 230, but my glutes and my hams weren't in yet, and so he just dropped the hammer, and my weight started falling off so fast at that point that I ended up, I was still down like I told you, I was still down to like 212 at this show.
Yeah. Wow. Do you I don't think the viewers saw when we were talking about you know, your whole Orlando experience and like what happened.
Oh yeah.
Do you think that was like anything to do with dieting, or was it just like you still don't really know what happened?
So I talked to several knowledgeable people afterwards about it, just trying to get their input. And I think it was multiple things. One being the diet, just I didn't have enough fats that morning.
Okay.
And so my body burned through the carbs I did eat so fast. I was having a little bit of anxiety before the show, and I think my adrenaline spiked, and then my blood sugars just tanked.
Oh.
And so when I got on stage, there weren't any fats in there to level out the carbs to slow it down. And so when they tanked. And I went hypo on stage. And then like when I got off stage from my individual, they were patting me down to make sure I wasn't sweating everywhere, and the whole room just started spinning.
Mm.
And I ran back to my bag and I grabbed a cookie real quick, took a sip of water, and then I had to go right back out on stage for comparisons.
Oh.
And when I went back out on stage for comparisons, and they called first call outs, and then they called second call outs, and I started in the center of second call outs, sharing the center. And we went through all the poses and everything like that. By the time we finished it, we hit the most muscular. Something just hit, and my entire body just went in like a pouring sweat. And then they just started moving me out. I started sweating more. They moved me out. I moved me out. So, you know, I think if that hadn't happened, I think I could have been in that, 6, 7, 8 range. And I ended up in 10th because my body just shut down. And I think the other part of it was, we mentioned diuretics earlier, and, I think I didn't need, like I told you, I just do what my coach tells me to do.
Well, yeah.
But I don't think we needed the aldactone starting so far out.
Okay.
I think if you do some aldactone 2 days out or something like that. But I've talked to a lot of people, and they said that 72 hours on aldactone, your body will stop reabsorbing sodium and have trouble absorbing nutrients. So if you do it for longer than 72 hours, you're going to have a lot of trouble carving up and reintroducing sodium and nutrients. So I think that was part of it too. I just, I wasn't absorbing a lot of the stuff I was eating to carb up. And so when I did have that blood sugar dump, like there was just nothing there. And yeah, it was scary. That's never happened to me before.
Yeah,
like,
sounds terrifying.
The people were asking me if I took too much insulin and stuff like that. And I was like, I've never touched insulin before. I'm scared of that. I don't want to touch it. but that was the reaction I was having on stage, is that it looked like I had. And yeah, it wasn't fun. I came back a little better at night. I ate like 4 meals after that, a couple cookies, and a little more. Like, it's weird. We typically have salmon in the morning of the show to have the fats and stuff like that, and a little fattier protein source with some rice or whatever. And for some reason, we had chicken this time. Didn't really have any fat in it, and it just didn't hold. But I don't know, man. It was definitely not a fun situation.
Yeah. It's unfortunate they didn't have a live stream, because as from the media and from the fans, like, we really didn't get to see much from that show. And I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but like, it seems to be like a continuing trend where it's like not as many shows are having live streams.
I thought that was weird too. Puerto Rico and this show, and I'm like, especially Puerto Rico, not that many people can travel there. You'd think they would do a live stream.
Yeah, try to get the money, or at least just try to get the stuff out there. Like, I don't care how much a show costs. Like, for the Toronto Pro, it was like $90 each day for the live stream. It was crazy. But like, if you love bodybuilding, you want to watch it, like, you need to have something there. And just having someone's wife or coach like doing a live stream with their phone, like, it's just not, it needs to be better. There needs to be a standard. Now, how we get there, I don't know.
Yeah,
but it's something that I keep bringing up.
For this show, they had a photographer there, and he actually recorded everything. But the athletes, you pay for it. Yeah. So for I think it was like 200, 220, he sent you videos of the call-outs, pre-judging in finals, and he'll send you your posing routine, the pose down, and a bunch of stage shots. So like, I paid for it, so I got everything. I even got a few stage shots of you guys as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'll send them out to you guys. But I have the video, and it's clear too. I have the video prejudging and everything.
They were saying it was like high quality HD, like really good.
Yeah, very, very high.
Really good quality stuff that they were doing.
Yeah, I'd love to review that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I'll need your email and I'll send it.
Yeah.
But at first I didn't like watching it, and then now I'm like, okay, like it just added fuel to the fire, Yep. So like I said, we talked to a few athletes backstage, and they told me this was a welcome to bodybuilding experience. But I'll come back ready next time.
Yeah. Was there anything that went wrong with your prep, or was it just like, how was your prep for that, Tonio?
No, prep was good. I actually got to Orlando a week earlier than I would normally travel for. So I was out there, prepping out there and everything. So everything was good. Coming into the show, we had high expectations.
Yeah.
And
third at Cali. The momentum was there.
Yeah, and I even beat that package too. And then when we did call outs, I made first call out, and they had me right next to right next to Hassan. So I was like, oh, this is perfect then. Like, I get to, be next to a big name like this too. And then I had, them on the other side of me too. So I'm loving it. And then when I got feedback from the judge, it was my lat insert. He said from the back, my lats inserts are so low. So I'm like, okay. And then he goes, but I want to see that from the front. And it confused the hell out of me.
He told me the exact opposite.
I was like, I don't know what that means. He was like, you need to do heavy cable or close cable pull down, wrap pull down. And I don't know, I was just super confused. But my coach, he did comparisons with myself and Hassan, and I actually got with him on a few poses. His side shots, the dude's huge. Like, his side pro, he's huge. But like back shots, he looked like he was kind of washed out. I blew him from the back, and then front shape, I had him and everything.
Wow.
But I don't know, it was weird because we did the call out, and then he left me sharing the center with Maxx, and we did 2 rounds, and he switched me out. And then same thing happened at night, 2 rounds, and then he pulled me out. So I don't know, it was strange.
Yeah, it was a little different because like they really didn't know where they wanted to put you, because I thought at the end of prejudging you were, I think, 6th is where I had you at, just off the video footage I had. And then, you know, you to come into 5th and, you know, and then still kind of bounce you around. It's kind of hard to figure that one out.
Yeah, it was interesting
crazy.
the way they did that. I thought you were, I mean, the way they were moving you around, I see what he's saying, but watching you guys in person, I would have had you like more, you know, that 3rd, 4th area.
Mm-hmm. That same thing they were saying. So I don't know, but I just, you know, bring a better one to Chicago to where you can't be denied. So
Hey, that's all you can do, right?
it's a learning experience.
I mean, yeah, you look really comparable to Hassan.
Yeah,
Back.
that's a good shot.
Really full and bubbly, tiny little midsection. Crazy developed glutes. What's your secret on those patties back there?
The hip adductors.
Oh yeah.
I call them good girl, bad girls, but they work.
do you lean in and hold on to the machine?
It depends on if people are watching or not.
That's fair.
And you try not to make eye contact with anybody while you do it. So
Hey, a big hoodie fixes a lot of that.
right.
Big hoodie, some sweatpants. They won't know. They'll just be like, "This is a really big guy or a really big girl."
Oh, it'll be a girl first. They always want to work on their glutes. So
yeah, you got to fight for those machines. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't even go after the hip thrust.
Well, you missed it. The gym I'm going to now, they have 5 of them in a row. They have five machines of those hip thrusters. So
they've learned their lesson, right?
Yeah, they're like they know their audience, and I think I made Phil spit out his food earlier. I was talking about them holding their hands while they're doing the hip thrusts together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, or when they turn around and like make it like a reverse thing, it's like okay.
Oh, I haven't
Just
seen
look
that
away.
yet.
Oh yeah, just look away.
Oof. Yeah, I keep a hat on and I look about 10 feet in front of me, and that's my view for the whole day. I'm gonna look up one time and there's gonna be someone doing something crazy.
Oh yeah, that's all the time.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, it depends on your gym. I think Jason and Phil, they work out at like local gyms, but you work out at like a commercial gym, or what do you got going on, Antonio?
Yeah, so I actually work out at Crunch most of my time.
Oh yeah. Oh, we were just talking smack about Crunch.
It is Crunch.
Hey, it works. Like if you go at the right time, it works.
Yeah, if it's not 6 p.m. in the
Right.
summer. Yep. Yeah. Do you have the high schoolers coming in on yours because they get the free in the summer, or no?
Oh yeah, all the high schoolers, and you know they're the YouTubers too, so they come with their tripod
Yep.
set up and
30 different
20 of them
tripods.
around. Oh
Yep.
yeah, they catch every angle. They do have the best sighting though, so I ask them about that.
Yeah, I definitely yeah, I don't record myself too much anymore, but I'll go into a corner with a mirror and I'll do my routines. That's about it. Maybe when I'm leaner. Maybe when I'm leaner, I'll do it. And maybe when I can press and my arms are at the same length. Yeah. Once we get back to that.
Recording goes when you're lean, you show your physique. When you're heavy, you show how strong you are.
Oh yeah.
You show the good lifts
Valid.
in a hoodie.
That's valid.
In a hoodie, yep. Well, then you got to wear those Hoochy Daddy shorts. You know, big hoodie and then little itty bitty shorts.
I don't know
Never
about
go
that
wrong
one.
with the Hoochie Daddy.
Feels like I don't have no
I
Hoochy
don't know
Daddy
about
shorts.
that one, man.
They came from back in your days. What are you talking about?
I know, but nah, we wore the parachute pants. That's what I wore.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you wasn't catching me in those little tights, them little short. I'm Jamaican. That don't roll.
Yeah, there's a little too much going on. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I do like wearing tights though. It's nice. I can feel everything working together better.
I can't do it. I tried it one time.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Long shirt, oversized shirt,
Yeah,
and a belt. Just make sure everything doesn't move around and you're good. Don't do leg press. You have to know your left and right limits when you're wearing Spanx.
Said don't do leg press. Oh gosh.
Yeah, unless it's one of those that's down like this and you're pushing downwards, then maybe. But yeah.
I'll just stick with my shorts.
Yeah, yeah. To each their own. I got like different colors now. I got purple and red, and I don't have white ones though. White ones, that's where it's at.
No, that was I'd be scared to wear those.
I did that one time. I wore the white ones doing vertical press, and my freaking wife freaking records it and puts it on Instagram. Talking about I can see your crack, and that's what she puts on there.
That's called tough love.
Hey, if your wife's not going to pick on you, who will?
Hey, I got a lot of hits.
Unconditional.
Man. Yep. Yeah, it's all for the views. You got that Instagram clout. And next thing you know, your next leg workout, they're going to be like, Phil, where's the Spanx?
Yeah, sign up for my OnlyFans.
Yep.
Yeah.
You get spank workouts. I shouldn't call them spank workouts. Yeah. leggings. Oh man. Whew. You can tell when I laugh too much, I just turn into a tomato. We have the big man evolution coming up this weekend. Let me see if I can get the score.
I thought of Prague. Isn't it Prague this weekend? Not a Prague.
Portugal.
Portugal is this weekend.
Portugal.
Yeah, that's what they call it, the big man evolution.
Oh, that's what they call it?
Yeah, I call it the Portugal Pro, and people yell at me. Like I called the Monster Zim Pro, I called that the Korea Pro, and
people got upset.
I'm like, guys, it's like the only big Korea show. Like, what are we doing here? And
I don't know who else doing that. The Portugal. I think
the guy from the Italian guy's doing it.
Yeah, the guy that got second.
But they got a really good. My wife found some guy that's doing it. He looks ridiculous. I don't know his name, but the dude freaking looks ridiculous.
Is it
I have
Vlad?
no clue who he is.
I think the guy Vlad, a Russian guy
Suvaruchko.
doing it. I think.
Yeah,
And he looks nuts.
Yeah, because he showed his legs. And it was nasty.
That's him. He's only like 24 or 25 years old.
Yeah, he looks nasty.
Crazy. Yeah, he looks crazy. That'll be an interesting battle because like Presti looked really good this past weekend, and if he's doing it, and like he should be up there, and Vlad should be up there. Morgan Asty's doing it too. I mean, not the prettiest shape, but he's a monster.
yeah.
That's a big.
He's
boy.
always peeled.
Tim Budeshin, he's really good.
Yeah,
It's competitive.
Good.
The Croatian, what is he called? The Croatian giant, Peter Clencier.
Yeah, if he comes in peeled, he could be dangerous if he's actually peeled.
He came in pretty good shape, right?
Yeah, he's thick. Yeah, I mean,
he came in. Where was it? What show did he do? Did he do Cali?
Yeah, so I think so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He
tried to do New York and he couldn't get his visa on time, so I think he did Cali. Yeah,
God, he's big. Look at that.
Yeah, it's a big
dude's
boy.
massive.
What was the knock for him? Is it the back or?
They said he wasn't conditioned enough. They said he was still fat.
Oh, where?
And that's exactly how they said.
I mean, those obliques are pretty sharp.
Maybe it's from the back. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like that was.
I've seen people that are peeled from the front, and then it doesn't look like they dyed it from the back. I don't know.
He came up to me to shake my hand, and tell me good job, but I mean, all I could tell him was how massive he was. Like those pictures do no justice. He's way bigger than that.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I mean, he definitely has an opportunity for some redemption here.
If he comes in shredded, he's going to be dangerous. And then pull up that Vlad guy. He looks freaking crazy.
Yeah, he did really well last year.
And he's so young. Like he's gonna do some damage in the next few years.
Yeah, he looks good.
Oh, he's got that rolly lighting. Is he training?
Yeah, same mirror.
Same mirror.
The magic mirror.
Oh man.
Same mirror, same pose.
God, his delts. His delts are crazy.
Yeah.
full as a house. Oh, yeah, he looks.
Yeah, it should be a pretty decent show. Like, there's no like, you know, top Olympians or anything in it, but it's still going to be a competitive.
Yeah,
show.
it's gonna be a good show.
Vlad, Vitor, Tim. I think I'm saying his name right. Budishim. I
Yeah.
butchered it a lot last year, and I know I had a lot of German guys helping me spelling it out like Google style for me. I'm sure I'm still getting it wrong. Yeah, we'll see where Tim lands. He's still got a little bit of ways to go. Dial it in just a little bit more. But he looked really good at last year's Portugal.
Yeah,
That was a good showing for him.
yeah, it should be a good show.
Yeah, probably one of the
And
first
then
big
what-
shows.
What's after that? You got Chicago,
Yep.
or is there anything before that? Or
When's
Vancouver?
that?
Vancouver.
There's a show in Brazil. Oh yeah, Ian's doing Vancouver.
Yeah, you got Vancouver, and then
Vancouver.
Chicago.
Yep. Yeah, I
Then
think that's it for open shows. The next 3 weeks.
I thought there's one in Brazil.
There might be. We
Oh,
just had
I don't
one
think-
in Brazil.
I don't think it's got
I forget
open
where it is.
bodybuilding in it.
Yeah.
Well, Martin's doing it.
Huh?
Martin's-
The Martian.
In Brazil?
I think, I don't know. I'm not sure. He just got an invite to something.
Because we before Tonio, before you came on, we were talking about Vitor Boff. He won the muscle contest Brazil last weekend.
Okay.
So I don't know if there's another one.
There is another show coming up. It's like I think Horse MD is putting it on. It's like the Horsepower Pro or something like that. But I don't know if they have open bodybuilding in it.
Yeah, I was like, check out Martin's page. He said he's getting ready for it, because I just talked to him, and he said he's gonna do that one. And if he doesn't qualify with that one, he might jump into Texas.
Okay. Fitzwater?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, okay.
Yeah, Martin's doing Texas. I know that.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's supposed to be one before that, I believe. Because he said he's Texas maybe if he qualifies for the other one.
Because
the Arnold.
There it goes right there.
The Arnold,
that's the
that's-
Arnold UK.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's in a while though, right?
Yeah, that's towards. I think that's in September, isn't it?
I think
Yeah,
so.
that's later.
Okay. So he's doing Texas
Yeah.
first and then that one. Got you.
Yeah, and Tampa's before Texas because Texas is a week after Tampa.
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not
But yeah,
sure.
his shape has changed a lot too. He has a few poses where he's even in the vacuum now.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
He's
yeah. I
getting
mean, he's
better, right?
growing for sure.
Yeah. His off season did him real good.
Great quad sweep. Tiny midsection. I think I saw a vacuum in that thumbnail.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, that's structure. Very wide.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Martin's a
great
good dude.
conditioning.
He's a good dude.
What was
I
going
think
on with him and Nick Walker? I never
They don't
bought
like.
into
They don't
that.
like each other.
No?
Yeah.
They don't like each other.
Yeah, they're definitely going back and forth. There it goes right there.
Yeah, there's that vacuum. Yeah, if he could hold
Yeah,
it,
he made
and that's the results.
Oh,
One vacuum, he's out.
That's how I felt backstage at Orlando.
Wow. Well, I can't complain. I've never sweated that much. Jeepers.
It was
I
in
think
that
they-
Texas-
I don't
it's
think
in
they're
that
in there.
Texas heat. Probably no.
yeah,
AC
that's
in that
heat,
gym.
brother. There's no air.
Oh, that's
conditioning in
heat?
there.
Woo!
Yeah, there's no air conditioner in there.
No.
Oh, wow. Is that in Arlington?
He's training with Branch Warren, so somewhere with Branch.
Where branches?
Yeah,
Does he train at the Metroflex or no?
I think they've been out
I'm
of
not
that.
sure.
At the
or
gas gym and a lot, I think.
Okay.
At the gas place.
Oh,
Is that Destination Dallas?
Destination.
Yeah.
Yes, Destination
Yeah.
Dallas.
Okay. I thought that's what it was. Wasn't sure. Okay. Yeah, Dallas. I almost got stationed there 4 years ago, and I was looking at like the Metroflex and everything around Dallas. I was so excited. And then
Nice gym.
COVID pulled it right out.
Did you go in there? You ever been there?
No, I've never been to Dallas.
That gym is awesome, man.
Yeah.
Destination Dallas is nuts.
Yeah, I'd like to get out there sometime.
They have
Only
their
place
own
in
little,
Texas.
own little bodybuilding living room with couches and TVs and
Yeah.
kitchens. And it's nuts.
Yeah, I think I saw Branch. He has a podcast he runs out of there. I saw it on his channel. Yeah, it's a sweet setup. Really nice light brown leather
Yeah.
couches, and it's a good. That's the dream gym right there.
Yeah,
At least for me, I'd have all my mics and my everything set up. Yeah. You guys might want to have good equipment. I'm just like, no, I need good lighting. I need good sound. All right. So we got and then Tonio, did you say Maxx was doing Chicago, or I think Phil said he was done?
No, he's not doing Chicago.
No.
He was trying to talk me into go.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But I told him it was it's too much of a last minute thing. I don't like doing anything last. Like I had all my shows already planned out, which was Boston, Orlando, and Tampa. And if worse comes to worse, then I'll just fly out to Texas the week after. The Texas puts on a big show, though. I mean, the Texas let you guys know that they do it big. I mean, when you're talking about, I wasn't too fond of the Orlando crowd, but Texas, man, that crowd will get you souped. You might just want to jump off the stage. They're no joke about it.
Wow.
They're no joke about it.
Yeah. I mean, they had probably one of the best lightings last year. It was amazing. Great photography. I can imagine people in Texas, they're just, Texas people. So really get the crowd going. Yeah.
Oh man, the crowd. That's what brought the electric with me, Ian, and Steve.
Yeah, you were electrifying.
Yeah, they brought it. And listen, the thing is though, and that's what's crazy about Brazil, because I watched when they did their show, that thing was like the Olympia. Like you saw that they showed the crowd, the energy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, when you get the energy in the crowd, man, we as bodybuilders could put on a great show. We had that crowd going nuts, man.
Yeah. It's hard at the expo, like Orlando. When there's a full expo going on out there, it's like majority of the people aren't really paying much attention to the show, and so there's so much going on behind. Yeah,
they were sleeping. I was yelling at them, I'm like, yo, this is Orlando, wake up. I mean, they're sleeping. I'm like, wake up, man.
Priorities are a little bit off with that. I couldn't imagine going to I've never been to a pro show yet, but I couldn't imagine going to a pro show and not being super excited.
Yeah, Tampa's pretty good. The crowd is really electric.
Yeah, Tampa's usually fun.
Yeah, Tampa's a really good fitness town, though.
Yeah.
Amazing gyms.
Yeah, if we ever moved anywhere, that's where we've talked about going.
Yeah,
like my wife's from Sarasota area, anyways. Her parents are there, so Tampa.
That's a beautiful area, the beach.
Yeah,
the beach in Sarasota.
Yeah, I can't afford a house in Sarasota though, so Tampa would be.
Me either. I can't afford a house in Sarasota.
But I would love to be there's such a good bodybuilding community in Tampa. So Daytona, I'm it.
Mm-hmm.
There's some other there's a lot of good amateurs here that are really.
Jacksonville isn't bad, is it? Jacksonville?
Jacksonville's got a decent crowd. I mean, you got Dexter up there. You got there's a few pros I know of up there that are really into it. And we had a posing seminar about 3 weeks out from Orlando that we put on in Jacksonville, and it was a crazy turnout. We put on a posing seminar and at MVB gym up there. Awesome gym.
Yeah.
And then it was me. Let's see, Dexter Jackson, Justin Compton, Jordan Wise, my training partner, who just turned pro at Nationals last year.
Yep.
Yeah, there was a figure pro, Sunny, the wellness pro.
Yep.
There was a bikini pro out there. men's physique. Like there were so many pros, and then there was minimum 150 amateurs out there to learn from us.
Wow.
Like it was
that's
crazy.
a big turnout.
Yeah, it was a great turn. And that was the first time they've ever had a posing seminar in Jacksonville for some reason. So it was an awesome turnout.
I'd love to see more posing clinics. I know I saw a couple in Kansas City on the natural side, but I haven't heard of anything in Northern California.
They do a lot of them over here.
Yeah, we do a pretty good
Tim
amount.
Gardner and Deke and all them guys. They do a lot of seminars.
Yeah, Deke's always put them on. Typo.
Yes, Typo.
Yeah, and then like Mike Matassa that puts on the Daytona Classic here. He's always doing it. So I'm usually, if they're around this area, Orlando, Daytona, whatever, I usually go out and help out, and it's always a good time.
That's cool. Yeah, connects with the community. Puts you in, I don't know about good favors, but it's good to get your face in front of people.
Yeah, well, and then also it is marketing. You're out there. I almost always will pick up a new client. Going out there teaching them posing, and then talk to them about their diet and stuff like that and their prep. I'm not trying to poach them from a different coach, but if they don't have a coach and they're just getting into it,
absolutely.
And then also like you said, not really getting in favors with people, but like when you do talk to the promoters and stuff like that, you can pick up a guest posing or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you never know. You guys want to run through some questions?
If you got a few.
Yeah, I got a few, and then I think Phil sent me a couple. And then if you guys had any from your guys' Q&A chats, just let me know. Let's see here. Raymond Jones asks, awesome panel of guests. Asks Phil his game plan for Tampa. Well, the game plan is Tampa. So
I guess sometimes too, if they're asking about that, he's probably saying, what am I possibly going to do differently than what I brought to Orlando? So we're going to definitely come in a little bit tighter. I surprise myself, honestly, tell you the truth. I just work hard, do what I'm told. My body just does it, changes on its own. But I want to come in a little bit tighter, just a little bit, and see what happens.
Okay. And then Raymond also wanted to know how you met your wife, Patty.
Oh, Lord. Well, I mean, that's a good question. Actually, George Farrell was asking that question when he was with us this week. In 2006, I had I tried to commit suicide. I was on life support, so I was technically gone. And this was when I was living in Jersey. I wasn't going to, the doctors told my family I wasn't going to make it. If I did make it, I was going to be a vegetable. So my family are big time Christians. I'm a big time Christian. Yep. So they were trying to give my mom paperwork to sign just in case she refused to do it. They prayed over me. All my friends' family prayed over me. I think I woke up 3-4 days later from life support. God is good. About 6 months later, I met Patty online. I was on a Christian dating site. Yeah. And I met Patty online, and we spoke, and she told me she had 4 kids. They were actually young at the time, single mom and everything. I came to visit her. She refused to come to me, okay, because she said she's a lady, so she's not going to come see me.
Okay.
So I was nervous of flying at the time. So I actually sucked it up and got in a plane and came down. I stayed at a hotel, which made me respect her even more. A woman that has 4 kids didn't want a stranger in her house. Yeah. So we stayed at a hotel, and we went out here and there, and then went and trained in the gym together. And we just had a lot of things that we're both Christians. We both had kids, and it just meshed. It meshed very well. Of course, the first 2 years was a big time struggle. It is in any marriage, the first 2 years. But, as we got to know each other, I know that she has my back no matter what. I mean, something could happen to me tomorrow, God forbid. I could be strapped to a wheelchair, and this woman's never going to go anywhere. I've had some bad calls and shows, and she literally went at people, and I had to calm her down. Especially at Tampa last year against Ian, she was ready to go after Tyler, and I had to calm her down. So she has my back, man. I couldn't ask for a better woman, a better friend, a better everything. And she actually keeps me going. Like I said, when I retired for the 8 years, she's the one that influenced me to make a comeback. We called Tim Gardner to find out the avenues I had to go to make a comeback, and we did. She just wouldn't. She wouldn't let me give up. Even last year at Chicago, when the judges completely overlooked me and I was in good shape, I
Yep.
felt I was in tears in the chairs out there. I said, I spent a lot of money. I work hard, and for that to happen to me, she said, she's like, it's going to be okay. Come on now. Just right now, you're going through some stuff. Don't make no decisions on, return or whatever. But she's just amazing, man. Amazing. And like I said, she's the reason why I keep pushing. She cooks my food. She labels my food in the refrigerator. During peak week when I'm very tired, she wakes me up and makes sure I eat on time and make sure I'm following all the instructions. I couldn't ask for that in a better wife, friend at all. So I'm very, very grateful for having Patty in my life.
Shout out to Patty. I
remember the first time I met her. She probably doesn't remember, but it was at the 2020 Chicago Pro, I think. She was the loudest person in the audience.
Oh.
She was screaming so much for you. I looked over, I was like, whoa, and she's like, that's my man. He's got this. She was so proud. It was awesome.
Yeah, she's awesome, man.
Well, I think we're all happy for you, Phil. That's awesome to have such a rock in your life.
Yeah, you need it. You need it. And I do my best too, to give back. Even when Hunter did his pro debut in Tampa, and he was really, really nervous, and he came to the back. We were all pumping up, and I welcomed him. I gave him a hug, and we're backstage, and I'm talking to him, and he came up to me after the show, and he's like, "I just want to tell you, man, out of all the pros, you made me feel very welcomed. You helped me relax, because I've been there my pro debut, and no bodybuilder spoke to me because nobody knew me,
Right.
So I've been there. So now I make an effort all the time, like any pro I meet, that good or bad, what I mean? Even Tonio, I saw him last year on stage because I was going to do that show, but my blood work was so bad, I just backed out of it. And I was like, thank God I didn't do that show. He was just very, very impressive. And I was like, wow. So I said, whenever I meet him in person, I'm just going to let him know, how I feel about him. And then I saw him, and the energy that you brought at the Orlando, you're going out clapping. I just love seeing that. I love seeing the younger guys that's humble and passionate about what they're doing, man. And just to see that the future's so bright for you. So it gets me that when I'm all done, now I know who I could come back and start watching and sit in the seats and look at, man. So I just feel I'm very just proud, blessed, and honored to still be able to still compete at this time and to meet great people like Antonio, as such as all of you guys. And, I'm just very humble. So.
Yeah, man, we're glad you're still with us.
Yeah, still killing it. Yeah. So life has a crazy way of working out.
Yeah, it does.
Tonio, the same person, Raymond Jones, asked you, you already answered what your plans are for your next show, so Chicago. But they also asked who your coach is.
Oh, my coach is Mike Courtney. On Instagram is Team Courtney Coaching.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that before. Okay. Well, probably from your page.
Yeah.
I'm a frequent flyer.
Okay. It's funny because everyone asks who my coach is, and when I tell them, they're like, "No, I never heard of him." I'm like, "Yeah, we came from the same place. No one ever heard of me either."
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what, though, those are the coaches that's the ones that's good. You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of people, they chase the big names all the time, but you have those coaches, man, that is going to be able to give you that one-on-one and that attention you need. Because sometimes with the big coaches, you get lost in the shuffle. Unless you're a big name, but yeah, those are the coaches, man. Those are the coaches.
Yeah, he's good. Because Indy had happened. I was going to do Indy again, but he made me go do my blood work and everything, and my good cholesterols were low, my bad ones were high. Not even by much, but he pulled it. He was like, "Nope.
Wow.
Once we flip that around, then we can prep." So he's big on health and everything. So that's another reason why I stayed with him.
Good for him. Yeah. I was surprised you didn't do Indy, but that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, the whole like defending your title isn't that important anymore. Like if Phil wins Texas, like it's not super important that he comes back and defends his Texas title.
No.
Like, it's not really a thing
Right.
anymore. Yeah. And then I guess this one's for the group. I think this has been hammered pretty much on every other channel, but what are your guys' thoughts on potentially having Classic Physique implement a weight cap or get rid of the weight cap? Sorry.
Then they're gonna make it bodybuilding.
Yeah, look, if you're gonna get bigger as a Classic Physique guy, just bring that aesthetic shape to bodybuilding.
Do a Jason, do a Rafael Brandeo, take Classic or probably Horse MD. I think he announced he was doing open now.
Yeah.
Right.
You can be competitive in an open lineup as long as your strengths outweigh other people's strengths. And the judges are, looking for that look.
And the Classic Physique has evolved to where they have a specific look they're going for.
Right.
Just because you can make the weight doesn't mean you're going to do well.
Right.
Like
you can't be too bodybuildery.
Yeah, you have to have the look, the shape, the structure, and everything like that. It's not just making the weight.
Yep. Yeah, you can't just be a bodybuilder and just cut the weight. No.
I've hung out with Terrence so much, and when he's in clothes, he looks like he doesn't barely work out. He's tiny. And then he gets on stage and you're just like, whoa, like that is an insane, phenomenal physique. Like where did that come from? It's like he's got that structure and that shape and just everything flows perfectly together. Like it's not about making the weight with him. He has it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Terrence, gosh, I don't know what he needs to do he's second, that's second best in the world. I mean, he's doing it. I'm just wondering what he needs to do to overcome Bumstead, because Chris is only getting better, but his competitive time is limited. He said it himself. So
Bumstead will have to come off. He has to come off. I mean, Bumstead on his game, I don't think anybody's going to beat him on his game.
Even in 2019, he was pretty off. He was pretty soft.
I personally think that Terrence is, in my opinion, better.
Shape-wise, structure-wise, yes.
Overall, muscular development, structure, everything. And Chris just walks out and he has that presence.
Yep.
And it's just your eyes are drawn to him. He's got, just almost like that Arnold presence. When Arnold walks out, he has that confidence and that presence that you're drawn to that. Mm-hmm. And so it's hard to overcome that, especially when he's already the champ.
Yeah, gonna have to knock him out, man.
Terrence needs a mustache.
That's a good one.
Non-biased.
You might be right, because somebody told me last year, Phil, if you get a blonde wig, you might pull it off. All kinds of jokes last year.
I could see it, some nice blonde locks. Have your wife holding up a big box fan in the crowd, so it's just like flowing. Woo! That's a look.
Oh,
at least guest posing. I could see that. Bring back those Ronnie outfits and stuff. That'd be good.
He was the king of those, man.
Oh yeah, he was the king. He is the king. Phil, we can cut this one if you don't want it, but Ann asks, ask Phil why he's not with Phil Viz, because he was at his best with him.
No, I'll answer that question. I got no problem answering that question. Here's the thing: Phil Viz he's a good coach. Mm-hmm. He's a good coach. He's on a personal standpoint and as a human being, he's not a fit for me.
Okay.
I live a different life. I don't like the fighting on social media and the disrespects and all that good stuff. So here's the thing: you can be a good coach, and then your whole aura about you sets you off from being a great coach. Mm. He had some good, talented pro IFBB pros that with him, and they all have left him. So there's got to be a reason, right? I was at my best, yes, with Phil helping me, but at the end of the day, you can have the best coach in the world. Us as athletes has to put the work in. So I don't believe that the coach gets the full credit. We have to put the work in. It's chicken and fish, sometimes red meat and salmon. The diets really are not that different. It's how they manipulate the carbs. Either it's going to be carbs here, no carbs here, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the athlete to bring in that best shape. I think that with what we brought at Orlando, with fullness and muscle size, I was conditioned in Orlando. Boston, I don't want to talk about that.
It doesn't count.
Right. But Orlando, with George work with me, each show we're going to get better because he's getting to know my body.
Right.
You know what I mean? I tried to mend things with Phil a couple months ago because that's just the type of person I am. Listen, just because you're not coaching me don't mean we can't be friends. I text him. I said, listen, when you have time, let us talk. Let's hash this stuff out, be done with it, because we're all on HD team. You know what I mean? So the family, the camaraderie, we need to get this out of the way. He said he was going to reach out to me, and he never did. So I left it. It's done now because I did my part as a decent human being to try to piece everything up. But yes, he is a decent coach. But George Farrell is just a better fit for me.
And George is a legend. So you just give him a little bit more time. I mean, obviously you figured it out with Orlando. So, Texas is going to be,
Tampa
we'll
first. Tampa.
Oh, Tampa. Sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, let's not push it. We're hoping we don't have to go to Texas,
yes.
But if it's going to happen, I'm pretty sure Texas is going to be very happy for me to come down.
Yeah. Okay. Good friend of the channel and new IFBB. I'm sorry, Lauren, if I mess it up, but I think she figure pro at the NPC universe. Lauren Calderoni.
She looks
awesome
great
gal.
too.
She looks phenomenal. Wow. She looks so good coming into the show. I think at the Patriot Cup she did on the NPC side. I was like, oh my God.
I just recently started following her on there. She very impressive.
Yeah, she's a rock star. She asks for the group, why do you guys think between national level shows and pro shows, there seems to be less and less competitors as of late? Maybe let's obviously cut out COVID, but what else?
There's less pros now, or
there's less competitors at let me see. Why do you guys think between national level shows and pro shows there seems to be less competitors? So maybe she's comparing national level shows to pro shows.
Well, yeah. Well, you see a lot of national shows are smaller than what they used to be.
Yeah, considerably.
And I think has to do with everyone. Well, like you said, COVID, and then also everyone's coming off trying to go on that growing season and come in better. So it's actually a good thing. Everyone's being patient. No one's trying to rush the process. So, it's good. And it also slows down how many pro cards are given out each year. Yeah. So when you do get one, it makes it worth it.
I also think there's so many now, though. There's so many shows between national shows and pro shows. The competitors are dispersed a bit more. You're going to have a few people that do several of them, but if there wasn't a ton of people at the universe, nationals at the end of the year might be insane. Maybe everyone's waiting for USAs, some of this, I don't know, junior USAs, junior nationals, probably bodybuilders can't even go pro at those. And then I think at USA or at Universe, only the top three. Is it? I don't think each class winner goes pro.
No, it's the overall, right?
Yeah. So they might be waiting for a better chance at some of the other national shows to get their pro card. I'm not sure. And then honestly, if I didn't need to put on a lot more muscle, I would probably be hitting a lot more of these pro shows right now. I don't know why some of the guys that are already as big as they need to be don't hit more shows. If it's for a health reason, I completely understand. But if you got we were talking earlier, Max Charles in like 8 shows and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like
Almost every year. Yeah.
I personally, if I had the size that I needed already, I would be trying to hit a lot more shows.
That's
I mean,
funny.
you
I was
guys
just
are
talking to my
professionals,
coach
you
about
know?
that.
Yeah.
I mean, and fans want to see it.
We do. I'm a fan.
Fans want to see it. So I mean, we're just talking about that because he was asking me about a win at Cal. If I was a win with Cal, do you want to just go off season or go for Olympia? And I'm like, no, let's keep hitting shows.
Right.
Like, even if I was to go to Olympia and like qualify again for the following year, I'll still compete that next year. I'm not going to hide from the fans. They want to see you.
Right.
Yeah.
My opinion,
And it's
a little bit for the shortage or the shortage of shows is I think it's 2 things, and this is my personal opinion. One is very freaking expensive. This sport is really, really expensive, especially on the amateur level, and it's definitely expensive on a pro level financially.
Yeah,
right?
$300 for a backstage for coaches is crazy.
Yeah, and then you got to look at it too with the deaths that has occurred in bodybuilding. That now I've seen some pros go pro and retire just because of that. So a lot of people are nervous and worried and concerned because, hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. Just because your blood work was good here, don't mean 3 more weeks down the road something just goes wrong and then something happens to you. Like, this is a lot of stuff that I sat down and really thought about throughout these past couple years with things going on. And this sport is a very, very, very dangerous sport. It is not safe. Nobody can tell me being a pro bodybuilder, open bodybuilder, or whomever, because now even the physique competitors are doing loads of stuff as well. So this sport is a very, very dangerous sport. So I think that it's just a little bit, it's some scare in there, plus the finances, because they were just talking about how we don't see a lot of open competitors, like super heavyweights and stuff like that in these shows anymore. So I think it's a little scary. And don't get me wrong. Every time I do a prep, it is in the back of my mind. I am very concerned. So I watch everything. And my wife is anal, like, are you feeling okay? And I'd be like, what do you think I'm supposed to feel like? But I know she's trying to see how I physically feel while I'm going through the last couple of weeks of the prep, because this is when things can go wrong. So I just think it's a mixture of things. The scare, the finances, it is very expensive, especially me as a pro. Now, if we don't do good and we're not making money, then financially we're taking a hit. And I had a conversation with Flex Wheeler at the Boston Pro, which actually saved my life because of diuretic situation I was doing. And he sat and told me, he said, as a pro makes money. He said, you think about that for a second, son, because that's what he called me, son. He said, pros make money. So placing 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, even 3rd, you're not making no money. You got to win. You know what I'm saying? So he made me really sit back and analyze a lot of things within myself and also for my future. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it's a mixture of a lot of things. I think all of us each and every day need to, count our blessings. You know what I mean? Today is a gift. Tomorrow is a present. So I think we just just be happy that we're able to be bodybuilders and stay healthy as possible. But always remember that, it is a very, very dangerous sport and we need to I get blood work done every 4 to every 6 months. I try to do it that way as much as possible. So I think that's the mixture of it, because I love all of you guys and I love every professional athlete in every sport, but especially our sport, which is going through sad times with different complications. I just want everybody just to be healthy. So it's not really a matter of how many shows you have to do to stay relevant. I think that you need to do what you need to do to make it to the Olympia and then grow on top of that. Because remember, you make it to the Olympia, now you have to make improvements to be able to be in that top 10 at the Olympia. You got to think about that. So if you keep doing shows, you're not giving yourself room to grow. And then you get into the Olympia, you don't want to be burnt out either. So these are the things we got to analyze as young men and older men that do what the task we need to do. Everybody's goal is to make it to the Olympia. Do that. Once you get there, do what you need to do. Relax, take a break, and then get yourself ready to do the Olympia to make an impact. You don't want to go to the Olympia just to be a number and an athlete at the Olympia. Everybody's going to the Olympia to win or be in that top 10 to know that you matter, right? So that's just my thought of the situation.
Okay.
No, I don't get no better than that. Well,
Yeah, that's a great take.
No, listen. When I used to grow up, I used to always my friends were like, you better always listen to the old cats. Because when I was young, I was always around older guys, and they always preaching wisdom. And I'm that young guy, like, oh, whatever, man. You was born in 1919. You know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? But as I grow up and as I continue mature, and we got 11 grandkids. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I know I got something bigger than bodybuilding after bodybuilding's over. You know what I'm saying? I do this for them as well, because when they see me come in, even my little third place trophy, they were so happy, look at a little third place trophy and everything. So I do this. This is for a bigger picture. It's not just for me. You know what I mean? When you do it for the people you love, you know what I mean, and for a higher power, it's that much more powerful and rewarding at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say to you guys, man. You guys are beautiful dudes, bright future. Big Daddy Phil is out soon. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be watching you guys and following you guys. So just play it safe, man. Get to that Olympia, shut it down, get yourself together, grow. If you're looking to make a bigger impact for next year, yeah, you don't need to do any more shows, man. Start focusing on what these judges are looking for. Do what you need to do to make those improvements so you can come back and shock the world. That's it.
Well said.
Point taken.
Yeah. Jason's like, all right, you hit me again. I got it. Phil, you already answered this, but Donnie _Miranda asked how long you will be competing still.
For
maybe
right
a year,
now,
maybe 2.
Yes, for right now, I may be shutting it down at the end of next year. I'll be 49 years old. Once again, as you get older, taking supplements is not going to fare well in the long run, right?
Yep.
So at this point, I'm feeling good. The Lord above will let me know what I need to do when I need to do it. But right now, that's my game plan, is to go out strong this year and go out with a bang next year. And just leave it to the younger guys and watch you guys do your thing. I might jump into a Masters.
Yeah,
but
here it is.
somebody said, Phil, that won't even be fair. You
what
jump
about
into
Pittsburgh?
a Masters. But you know what I mean? I just want to enjoy myself. But yeah, I'm looking at the end of next year to hang up the trunks.
Okay. All right, solid. One of my original 100 subscribers, Jessica J. Ross, who's been with me the whole time, one of my favorite followers. She asks for everyone, what is one habit you would like to break, and one that you would like to make this year?
That's a good one. Let Antonio answer that one first. That's a good one.
Yeah, he's been chilling.
Oh man, that's a good one. A habit that I like to break.
Make and break.
Whew. That's a good one. Go ahead, Jason.
Man, don't put it on me. Oh man.
Don't let me go. I got plenty.
Oh, well, you spit something out, so it'll get our brains working.
Oh man, I'm a mess. So one I want to make is I like I talked about before we started recording, I want to prioritize my wife's time, but also value my YouTube time. That's a huge one for me. As we're kind of like working through our almost second year of marriage. So I need to solidify it, make it right early.
Yeah, you better. Yeah.
She's been good to me. Yeah. That's definitely a good one to make. I'll also say I want to work on journaling before and after, in the morning and before bed. I've been struggling, but I've been trying to do it. And then part of that also is make sure I'm reading. because I have a bunch of books I bought and I need to finish them, at least one. So definitely that would be some of my big makes for this year. Break. Dead time. I think I spend way too much time on the toilet watching TikTok. And my wife says it's a health concern at this point. That would definitely be a big one. Killing the dead time. being intentional and being responsible for my time and valuing, the time I have on life and on earth and making the best out of it,
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. And I'm on that page. Basically, it's honestly, it's just spending time with my family. That's my makes. And not have to worry about when I have to eat my next meal and my phone telling me when I gotta eat. And the brain's just breaking away from eating so much. So really the big thing is family. And that's why I made the decision of possibly walking away next year is, you know what, I've been doing this for so long. My family's been so patient with me, being miserable, yelling and screaming, and always, just always being in that prep brain. I just want to be able to go out and spend time with my family, not worry about what I have to eat, enjoy my life with them. I don't know how much more time I have to be here. None of us do. So my big thing is trying to leave back a legacy. I got my pro card. It may have took me a while. I probably was the only guy at the age I got a pro card in the open. We researched that, me and Ron. I think I'm the oldest person in the open that got his pro card that old in my 40s. And I did that. My next thing is to make it to Olympia, and that's going to be my legacy for me and my family. So I think that's just to make and break, man. Like, not have to worry about eating. Dexter loved the fact that he don't have to worry about eating anymore. I could stay at a healthy weight and just enjoy my family. Family is everything to me. And you know what I mean? When I say family, it's not just my personal family. It's my bodybuilding family. Anybody that my circle stays so small. So anybody within my circle that I take my time to talk to motivate and uplift, trust me when I tell you, this is not somebody shooting BS to you, especially you, Antonio, as well as you. If I say something to you guys out of my heart, this is not something I'm looking for favor for. You know what I'm saying? It's just me speaking from life I've lived and things I've seen and things I've dealt with and went through myself. You know what I'm saying? So I know that if anything, when Phil is no longer here, everybody can look back and say, you know what, man, that guy would have gave his shirt to anyone and took his time to care for anyone and do whatever he can do for anyone if he had the opportunity to. So that's just me. Spend time with the family and don't worry about eating anymore. That's my bake and make and break.
I like that. That's similar, I guess, for me, almost kind of from both of you. I've already gotten a lot better at this in the past couple of years, but breaking the habit of making excuses of why I can't do something because I'm on prep, because I'm dieting, because I'm tired from cardio and working out. Like I can't go spend time with my parents. I can't go do this. I can't go do that. But that's, you gotta find ways to enjoy life, like you were saying, and enjoy company and enjoy spending time with the people you love. Not like we choose to do bodybuilding. We choose to do this diet. Like it's not something that should overtake everything in your life. It's not that difficult to bring a Tupperware container of food with you and go spend time with your parents.
Right.
And
I brought one to a picnic yesterday.
But my first few years of bodybuilding, I wouldn't do it. I just didn't want to be around other people eating delicious food. I would make every excuse not to do it. And I've gotten a lot better at it now, but it's still something I need to work on more. And then, the habit I'd like to make is similar to you, just being more responsible with my time. I get up early in the morning, go train clients and, get my cardio in, come home, get breakfast in. I work on some clients that have sent check-ins online. And then there's probably a few hours where I just don't do anything productive, So I could be much more productive with my time. And, some days I am, and I feel so accomplished and satisfied whenever I actually stayed busy and utilized my time properly. And then other days I lay on the couch playing Nintendo for 4 hours. Yeah. So I need to be more organized with my time.
Happy medium.
Yeah.
Leave every day up to review. I think Epictetus once said, leave every day up to review.
Yeah, I'm
Tonio.
kind of glad we had this little thing here today.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm glad I figured out how to make a group chat on Instagram, because I was doing it before. I'd message 4 different people and someone would say, "Oh no, Tuesday at 6 doesn't work," and then I have to redo the whole. Brutal. My sister's, or my wife's 14-year-old sister is visiting us for the month, and she showed me how to do it. So I'm like, oh my god, I'm turning into the old man.
Yeah.
I'm an IT guy.
All right, Antonio, you can't get off of this one, bro.
Yeah.
We gave you time to think
I
about
thought you guys forgot. Yeah, I guess family time is a big one. We've had a lot of barbecues or birthdays or something. I don't go because I'm like, I'm prepped, I'm tired. But I think a lot of it goes to them. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna eat that cake, or I'm gonna eat the pizza, or something bad. So I kind of just stay away. But so that's something I like to change. And then also the doubting myself. Leading into shows, like I see what competitors are doing it, and I'm always I look at their strengths and I compare it to my weaknesses, and so I'm always doubting myself, and I need like my lady or my coach to, no, don't focus on that, just come in the best you can bring. So I mean, with that self-doubt also throws me off for the day as well. So I get to the gym and it doesn't make you work out harder. You're just thinking about that on replay. So you can't really focus on what you need to do. So that's something I definitely need to work on as well.
That's good. I was actually thinking something along the similar lines of that whenever I was talking, but I didn't say it, but I was like, even going into this Orlando show, like the anxiety I was having before going backstage, because I had been sitting there telling myself, I'm going to be the smallest guy up there.
Yep.
You
kept saying it in all your interviews.
Not I'm going to bring the best package I can possibly bring.
Right.
I'm going to be the smallest guy up there, and let's see how I stack up next to these big guys.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you my secret. First of all, the secret I use, which I don't even look at the list. That's the first thing. I really don't. I don't look at the list because several years ago, I was the same way, right? Remember, when you're entering the show, you're competing against yourself. Anytime you step on stage, you're trying to be a better you than the last you that stepped on stage, right? Don't worry about who's in the show, what body parts they have better than you. That's irrelevant because the mind is a powerful thing, okay? So what we put in our mind will affect us mentally. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll make you'll get anxiety or, see, one thing about bodybuilding, we can't have no type of cortisol, no type of stress because that's going to affect us either way, right? So you say to yourself, hey, listen, I've stepped on the stage with a lot of Olympians, and yes, I was nervous. I was nervous in Tampa. I was nervous in Chicago going against Labrada. I was nervous going against Steve Kuklos. I was definitely nervous going against Bonac. I can go on, right? But you know what? At the end of the day, to me, it was an honor, like stepping on stage with these icon bodybuilders that I look up to as I was coming on, right? So at the end of the day, you're trying to be a better you. You want to be better than the last person stepped on stage. The hell with who's in the show. It's irrelevant. You're going for heads. You're going for your paycheck to take care of yourself and your family. So that's the mindset that you're going into the show for. So I don't care if Ronnie Coleman stepped on stage. You're going out there and you're going to show out and be out. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if you find looking at the list is an issue, don't look at the list. If you find it, if you hear stuff, all this noise with these internet people trying to tell you who's going to do what and how well this one person, don't listen to the noise. I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Phil the Jamaican Tank Clahar is going to bring the best he can bring. And I'm going to try to beat the last package I can do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to leave it up to the man above to give me the mental capacity and the mental drive and stability and focus to push forward. You know what I'm saying? No one can stop you but you. So if your mind seeks elsewhere, then you're stopping yourself from success. You know what I'm saying? So be you. Don't change who you are. Work to your God-blessed given genetics. Build on top of that. Okay? Then you go show it off. All you're doing is polishing it at the end of the day. So don't worry about who's in no show. They don't matter.
Phil's
I'm gonna need
dropping
your phone number
bombs.
just to talk to him.
Hey, listen,
Right?
He's gonna
You can always
retire,
hit me up on
retire
Instagram.
bodybuilding and start motivational speaking.
Yeah, he's gonna mentor coaching. He's gonna have his own mentor coaching app. It's
Nah,
gonna be
man,
called
it's
like
just-
Tank
it's just
Mentality.
it's just speaking the truth because I've been there, man. I've went through all that. I dealt with it, and you know, my wife will love to be like trying to tell me. I said I don't want to know who's in the show. I'm the only one in the show. I'm the only one on the list. That's the only thing that matters to me because nothing's gonna psych me out. The only thing can defeat you is yourself. That is it. You can defeat yourself before you get there. And I saw you. Let me tell you something. Who gives a shit if you're the smallest guy in the show? You could come in with the baddest structure, step on that stage and be happy and enjoy the work you put in, and you show off all that hard work you put on stage, and you build on top of that. They're going to have to respect it. I don't care who it is. Same thing with you, Antonio. You build on top of what you have. Your personality, your electric energy, all that stuff you got going for you, continue to work and put the noise behind you and push forward. Trust me when I tell you, you guys are young. Your future is bright. Only if you think and do things the right way. Only worry about yourself and nobody else.
I
Got
want to
you.
clap.
I think there's an emoji for that.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you guys, man.
No, it's
Yeah, I'm happy to get all you guys back on.
great talking.
I've had
Yes,
all of
man,
you
I appreciate
individually on here, but to get you guys together, I think was a really good combo.
Yeah. That was a good night, man. I would never stayed up this long for nobody.
Yeah, I feel bad, guys. I'm,
I know.
No,
I'm
don't
like,
3
feel
hours
bad.
behind
I'm
you.
like,
No,
having
listen.
good
Hey, listen,
conversations. I'm
I checked
getting
in.
a lot of
I
knowledge
checked in
here.
late.
I'm
Antonio
starving.
checked in super late. So
Tony's like, "Oh, you said 5? I thought you said 6."
yeah. So as soon as we said, "Well, it looks like Antonio ain't coming," here he comes.
Yeah, then he
Boom.
pops right in. Yeah,
Yo, I pulled over.
he was perfectly on time for the time he thought he was doing.
Oh, okay.
He came in at 6:01.
My bad.
Man,
Well, that's you guys' times. It's 10:30 here.
Yeah, it's 7:30 for me. So
9:30.
Yeah, it's 10:30 for me.
Yeah.
all right, guys. You want to plug your sponsors real quick, and then I'll let you guys get to bed. I'm assuming.
I don't really
Yes.
have much. I got Fuel Meals, which has been amazing. I talked about
Yep.
earlier, and then I got Iron Rebel with the
Yep.
clothing line. I don't have a supplement sponsor right now.
All right.
I give a shout out to HD, HD Muscle, Nine Line Apparel, of course.
Nine Line, yeah.
Yeah, of course, Team Clahar, Team George Farrell, and just all you guys, man. And shout out to all you guys, man. You guys are a blessing in my life, and you guys keep me pushing, keep working hard, and keep getting better because you're only going to make me want to get better and keep coming in better. Boom.
So if Tonio wins Chicago,
I gotta come after that.
He said we got to come back there. You're always the last one, so.
You gotta jump the gun first.
Right? No, shout out to Titan Nutrition. That's all my protein, everything. Then I have KJ Center Stage. That's my posing coach, Joey, and his wife, who's actually in Vegas. My coach, Mike Courtney, he's been with me since I turned pro. He helped me to turn pro.
Yep.
Aslan, that's my supplements, and then Half Wicked Labs.
Yeah. All right. Just small shout out from me. Miss Tasties is a sugar-free, sodium-free condiment sauce. If you guys want to check that out, definitely do so. Looks like Tonio's getting pulled over.
No, you're good.
Oh, okay.
I pulled over.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw some cherries in the background. I'm like, oh no. And then also Ninja Viking, really cool old school bodybuilding clothing apparel, and Galaxy Labs has been helping me out for a long time. Small local Wisconsin brand. So I always like to shop local, and if I can shop veteran owned. If I can do both, that's always good. But Jason, Tonio, Phil, phenomenal conversation, guys. Really appreciate you making the time and staying up late for me. And then all the fans, really appreciate you guys putting in the questions. If you guys want to see all 4 of us back on for another panel, maybe before Chicago or after Chicago, please let us know. Hit us up in the comment sections, message each of your favorite athletes here, and let us know you guys want to see more of this. But guys, have a good night. Get some chicken. I'm starving, so I'm going to go eat. And have a good night. Kiss your significant others, and
Yes.
and take care, guys.
All right,
Good
hey,
talking to
Tony, go
y'all.
win that show, bro. Go win
Yeah,
it, bro.
Tonio,
Get it,
get
Tonio.
it.
Yes, sir.
And
All right,
Phil,
guys.
you get Tampa.
All right, brother. Y'all be good, man.
All right.
All right, take
All right.
care.
So you guys
All
have
right,
a
see you
good
guys.
one.
Yeah, see ya.